It's Christmas.
It's not. Oh, it's January.
No, we know that. Christmas 2024. And we're in the car driving to Andover. And I have one of my,
So how many times did we drive to Andover at Christmas?
like a billion times it felt like. And I'm still going because my mum's ill. So we're still going. My family live in Andover, so we go there a lot. But at the moment they're even more because my brother and Ziggy were over, my nephew from Australia. And it was Christmas, and my mum's ill still because I put some social media out about this the other day.
Basically, Alan's family are high maintenance. We had to go and visit them all day, every day.
Whatever. Like I can comment on your family. On you've just commented on anyway. We get to the point, right?
Drama.
And I've talked about this before. This sweet spot in ideas where you're tired but not exhausted, and the adrenaline's pumping, and that's when the creative juices flow. Right. Anyway.
So basically what this podcast episode is going to be, this is how because I don't know what we're talking about today because Alan...
No, you do know, exactly. I told you before we came upstairs.
We had decided that Alan was going to just give me a topic at last minute for us to talk about. So
yeah, I told you before.
So I can't prepare myself. But what I feel this is going to be is one of those behind the scenes, in real life with the camera on rolling, of how our business meetings go in Yellow Tuxedo.
No. You're right. You do know what we're talking about. And I have told you this idea before, but we want to explore it a bit more. So we thought this would be worthwhile way of exploring. Shall I get to it? Because we've had about a gazillion minutes of waffle. So I had an idea in the car driving to Andover that we give everything away for free. Everything.
Free?
We stop charging people for everything.
We've got to buy kids' shoes.
Well, I feel there are some caveats here. We're not minted.
Nope.
We're not secret millionaires.
Oh, I wish.
We are not rolling in it.
We're not flying to Barbados.
We do have a bit of debt, if we're being brutally honest. And we're not about to... This is not like, what's his name? Simon Squibb, who's like, I've made my millions, now I help other people. It's not like that.
No.
I'll tell you where it came from. One of the things we've always done at Yellow Tuxedo is we've always liked to look what big companies are doing, like huge brands, like, things like Tesco's and, and other, I'm trying to think of something more relevant I look at. Outdoor brands I like to look at, like North Face and Gymshark, and what these big brands are doing and how we can take that and bring it into like solopreneur, freelancer, small business world, whatever you want to call us all, right?
Notice how you didn't use the word Facebook in that conversation.
Well, I was saving that for the next part of the story on purpose. So I'm still teeing up what we do at Yellow Tuxedo.
See, this is what happens when you don't plan an episode. I have no idea what I should or shouldn't be saying then.
No. Well, if you listened, you would know, right? Because I was talking about what we do at Yellow Tuxedo. So one of the things we like to do is look at by the way, just in case you're wondering, it is one of those mornings and we're trying our hardest to gloss over it for the sake of the content. Anyway, we look at Robin Hood, right? We like to take from big brands and give to small brands, right? We've always tried to do that. We try to adjust what they do, omni-channel, repurposing, all the audience building, all of that, repurpose big brands. Anyway, I felt the next step of that was companies like Facebook, Emily, and Google, and other big companies like that who give everything away for free. Now, I know there'll be some specifics, and we know they still make money, and we know roughly how they make money by harvesting data and selling ads off the back of it and everything.
If anything, by Facebook the last week or so, you probably don't want to be using them as a great example of how to run your business.
What, is this because of the fact-checking thing? But so I'm a bit confused. Like, if we can cover Facebook for about 15 seconds,
don't, because surely anytime you use that name, they go ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching,
Meta.
ka-ching.
Well, yeah, but okay. So this is where I'm at with Meta. I get why no one likes Meta, right? But fundamentally, it seems there's people of our age are all over it still.
This is what I think.
Hold on. And then you can. But also, I thought people got a monk on with the fact checker that it was never right, but now the fact checker's gone, people have still got a monk on. So I'm a little bit confused because are we meant to love or hate Meta? Because everyone I know seems to be on it and doing well from it.
So it's so weird, isn't it? Because we had this as another conversation earlier about people going in on platforms and how LinkedIn is the platform to be on, as we chat about this a lot. More than ever, we have people on Facebook. Facebook is one of those we don't actually put any effort into, but seemingly there's a space there. And you talk to anybody, they all have a Facebook account still, regardless whether they use it daily or they're just doing it to be a voyeur on their ex-boyfriends or whatever. Not that anyone does that.
No, I know.
But it's
Did you voyeur on your ex-boyfriend?
Darling,
That's a very specific example.
I didn't have an ex-boyfriend before you. You were my
Oh,
first
whatever.
love.
Whatever.
But people are utilising it, and look, we have I've got a Facebook account, and I'm pretty much on it all day, every day.
This is the thing, isn't it? Like we hang out. We don't solely hang out. We're in this LinkedIn world where LinkedIn's the place to be for LinkedIn. Over on Facebook, there's just as many businesses going, Facebook's where it's at. It's working really well for me.
Do you know what I find? It's just
and on
easier.
Instagram, there's people having the same conversation, which is correct. Because if you look at what we talk about, and we teach, the Digital Circus doors open on the 27th of Jan. We got to mention that. We talk about omni-channel and your preferred platform being the right platform for you, not the other one.
But do you not think people utilise? They don't realise when you talk about using it for business or personal. Like, I'm on Facebook daily, but I forget that I'm on it. I just it's a bit of muscle memory. I pick up my phone and I check up because
yeah, but then there's 1,000 kind of time coaches going, you need to be more protective of your time and everything. I agree.
Whatever,
because you'll be telling me you're busy and you couldn't do that, and then now I know you're on Facebook.
Oh my God, I feel like this is some sort of like passive aggressive episode where
There's
you're
no
telling me off
right,
everything.
should we get to? I've not told you off for anything. Let's get to the point. The point was, do we give everything away for free?
Well, I don't understand how. So this is what happens with us. Adam comes up with something very large, and I go, what does that mean? What does that look like in practice? And then we work out what that means in practice. So when you say giving it away for free, how do we actually buy our kids shoes?
Yeah, no, I get that.
No,
I get that.
I know you get that.
But then you went,
as this is a business meeting on a podcast, explain to me, for anyone who wants to go, how do you do that to make a business out of that as well, Alan? What do you envisage that looking like for a business giving away their stuff for free so we can still continue to pay our bills?
Well, that was what I was about to tell you when you stopped me from talking. Perhaps we should.
Woo! Counsellors!
Right, okay. If anyone would like to come and counsel our relationship, please, it's fine. It's just one of those mornings. We would like comments on Meta in the chat.
Yeah.
Before I answer this question, like, I don't know. Are we meant to love it, hate it, or who cares?
Who cares?
But... Right, this is my thought. Okay, first things first. I never think my ideas are the best ideas and we have to do them. But I do always believe my ideas are usually good starting blocks for something, right?
I would agree on that.
Yeah,
I think you come up with something very large and very, very exciting, and then actually what ends up, we culminate that with a few of sort of real world situations and thoughts and pushbacks, and then we kind of meet in the middle somewhere.
And then we get caught up doing the school run and we don't do anything. Yeah. Right, okay, here's my point. Here's what I'm thinking. So basically, I know Facebook, Google, companies like that, they give their core thing, their perceived core product away for free, but actually how they monetize that is ads, data, etc., off the back of it, right? And we don't necessarily want to do ads and data, but I feel, okay, and the other thing about Yellow Tuxedo is, other than our paid services, the Digital Circus, 27th of January, our one-to-one stuff, our outsourcing, and anything else anyone pays us for, fundamentally, everything else we put out for free on our YouTube channel, our blogs, our newsletter, and a newsletter going out today, the January the 16th, is tomorrow, January the 16th, which is all about no one telling you to go all in on one platform is actually all in on one platform.
Unless they are.
Well, we can only come up with one person, actually, and I will go and do some extra research. So I'm like, we don't want to do ads. We don't necessarily want to sell data, but there's got to be some partnerships, right? There has to be some large brands, and we have a list in our head already, who would like access, being the word here, to our target audience, right? And if we were giving away stuff for free from the Funpreneur's Day Out, the Digital Circus and everything else, we envisage, would be the plan, that our client base, our audience, whatever words you want to use, would grow rapidly and our partners would do very well out of that. Now, for some really fag packet maths, right?
Ooh, you can't say fag packet in 2025.
What do you call it now? Like
Cigarette.
scribbled maths or something. I didn't think about that word. Sorry. I mean, like scribbling down some maths in the top of my head. Let's say we wanted to make 100 grand. Don't get caught up in tax. It's just an easy figure. It's just an easy figure for the sake of this. we either then need 100 people, 100 partners to pay £1,000 for access, or we need one to pay 100 grand, or two to pay, and so on and so forth. So actually, there's over here, we're having conversations with partners, and over on social media, this podcast world, we're giving everything away for free. And I just thought, no one else in our small business world, I never know what else to call it, in our world, our ecosystem is doing anything like that I'm aware of. And I'm a big believer in to be different, you need to be different. We do want to be different. We want to just kind of forge ahead with this yellow tuxedo world. And I just thought, was that a big enough difference?
And in my head, though, the challenges I see there are, or longevity of having, because you're looking for sponsorship year on year.
Yeah.
The fact that if you get 100 sponsors paying £1,000 with your maths there, that's how do you ensure that they get a quality experience and get another big enough piece of the pie to make sure that in any calendar year that they are getting access to, and not just having advertising space, because that's a difference, isn't it? Because if in that model you're just selling advertising space, actually if you're talking about having quality, meaningful access to small business owners, then they need to have something worthwhile in that as well. And I don't.
Well, I think there is. So I think there's levels of this. Okay. So let's say someone pays £1,000, right? And we're not talking about us paying someone £1,000. We're talking about, let's just say Canva, right? We're talking larger organisations or local kind of businesses who want to we're talking businesses who turn over more than a couple of million. I probably Canva's not the best idea, but a couple of million up. So really, when you look at their marketing spend, £1,000 for access to their target audience, in example, is not that much for direct access. It's not like when you put a paid ad out and you're expecting a conversion rate of like 0.5% or what the conversion rate is. This is direct access, okay? What access looks like is to be discussed. Now, it could be an advert. It could be, we run the Digital Circus. We talk about the Digital Circus Live, and we have Funpreneurs Days Out. We have content like this, the evergreen content like this. So it could be ads, it could be cover art, it could be they come and run sessions. So let's say it was Canva, because that's a great example. They come and run a session, and the key for them would be getting everyone in our audience on Canva.
Comes to my second I don't want to use blocker, because it's not a blocker, it's a thought pushback, and this is a conversation we have a lot with other people about the value of perceived value of something when it's free.
Okay, so this is my biggest stumbling block as well. If it's free, we are told that we don't see the value in it and we don't turn up. Okay.
But then on the flip side, people see the value in a free thing like LinkedIn, don't they?
And Facebook.
And Facebook. But we're not a social media platform either, so...
No, but there are two things we do. So I'm not talking about not having our core fundamentals of what we do as business. So our core fundamentals are, in no order, because I just don't want to get this wrong, is like we want to teach people how to use online, okay? And yes, you can get anything we teach anywhere else, but no one teaches it how we teach it in our style with us, if that makes sense. So you get access to that. You then have the whole community and access to people, and everyone in our audience wants access to more people. Fact, right? Which is why LinkedIn works and for free and everything else, even though people are paying for LinkedIn and they don't have to. I saw this big thing about you really should be paying for LinkedIn. Is it called LinkedIn Pro? I don't even know what it's called, right? I don't. So then there's access to people, right? Then there's access to things like the Funpreneurs Day Out and the Digital Circus Live, if we bring back our one-day event.
It's been in the pipeline.
It's been in the pipeline. And I just think there's always, and I mean, we had paid tickets for the Funpreneurs Day Out last year, 2024. Some people didn't come. Right? There was, I believe, 2 or 3 various reasons didn't come at the end of the day. They paid money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What about our coffee mornings? They're free. People come to them.
No, I know. I think for me, there's that challenge of ultimately when you put on, and this is not just about online events, this is in person as well. And if you put on something, let's say the Funpreneurs Big Day Out, when there is a cost involved in that, what you don't want to happen is to put all the
well, yeah, but we're not paying for it. Partners
I know,
are paying
but
for it.
Then your partners want to see that they're getting value for
Agreed.
something. And if that particular event has space for 80 people, if 80 people say, yeah, I'll have a free ticket. And then 80 people go, actually, I've got a dentist.
Okay, so this is a leading question that I am going to put you on the spot.
I'm deliberately doing this to kind of just...
Yeah, right. So you've made quite a bit of noise, in a nice way, about making sure any partners have value.
Of course.
What about our current and calling them clients? What about how do we make sure they have value? How does Mrs. Miggins in the Digital Circus, Big Top Doors open 27th of January.
Mrs. Miggins is a very busy lady.
She is a busy lady. How do we make sure that she gets value from her membership?
Well, that's us.
Right?
What are you trying to get?
No, my point is...
What are the words you're trying to get me to say?
No, I'm not.
I also know
we want to make sure that the partners would get value, right?
Of course.
So how do we make sure our current people who give us money get value?
Yeah, but that's very much, again, I feel not labour intensive, but that involves a lot of us and nurture and conversation.
Connecting people up.
And that's what we do. And then all of a sudden, again, using 100 for 1,000 pounds as your maths.
It's just easy maths, right?
That's
we
a lot
get
of people.
the tax, VAT and everything.
One of the things that we've always not benefited. See, off the cuff. Always prided ourselves in is by having a smaller community, we have the personal feel. We are able to know every single member of the Digital Circus currently. We know them by name, what their business challenges are, where they're going to at the moment, what they're working on. We know all of that. And when you expand it...
Yeah, can I just intervene? And more importantly, when they leave, if they leave, they become alumni, and it's still easy. And we're only talking about, a few hundred people, but it's easy to remember, isn't it? I agree. And when you expand that, you do lose that.
So it's trying to... I don't think that's a no to that as an idea. And I think that'd be really interesting to explore that. And actually, if you are a maybe large scale or a small to medium enterprise who thinks this is a good idea and would like to have a conversation about it, I would love to chat to someone who thinks this is not a bad idea and would like to know more to see if there's something we can...
Right, I'd like to wrap up if that's okay.
I was literally...
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd finished. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do think you thought you'd finished your sentence.
Let's leave that there. I think because thanks for the brilliant idea, Alan, and another one where we should be thinking on other things, and now I'm going to be thinking about this all day.
Yeah, but we have been thinking about this one for 3 weeks. So
you've been thinking about this one for 3 weeks. I've been focusing on the launch of the Digital Circus on the 27th of January.
You can have that. I was about to go, whatever. Right. Okay. So I never meant to interrupt you at the end. So I apologize. Right. Okay. So if you think this is a good idea, let us know in the comments. If you think it's a bad idea, let us know in the comments. If you think, actually, I'd like to be a partner with Yellow Tuxedo and explore this with them, let us know in the comments, or drop us an email at hello@yellowtuxedo.co.uk or alan@yellowtuxedo.co.uk. I know. But more importantly, good idea, yes or no? Yes or no? 5, 4, 3, 2,
yes.
1. Okay. Right. Who knows? Watch this space. 6 months' time.
No, we can't. No.
I didn't say we were.
No.
Stay tuned.
No. This is where I'm going to rein in back a little bit, guys. Is the fact that in 6 months' time we're not necessarily. This is a 2026 thought.
Yeah, but I never.
This is not a 2025.
No, this was a stay tuned, not a we're doing it by 6 months. Watch this space. I meant it in a stay tuned. Tune in next week. This is what you do, Emily. UK. Tune in next week where you'll find out more.
Second, I was like, this is our business idea, and we'll be executing next weekend. And in 6 months' time, it'll all be done. No, Alan. No. I haven't got the energy for that. Bye.